So before we get out of here, I would like to show you what I do here on my budget in order for you to be able to save your 3 to 6 months of expenses, how you would approach it in a situation using your budget here that I have available. Let's go ahead and break down the budget on a weekly basis. Let's say you make $1,000 a week. With $1,000 and you break down all the categories by the percentage amounts that I have included here. So you can use this grayed out column as reference. So for those who are listening and can't see, I also explained this in the last episode, but I'm explaining it to you now. At the very top, I have tithe, 10%. And then anything below that is a percent after tithing. So housing, 25%, and utilities, 10%. Wheels, which is anything with automotive or anything that you have that's on wheels, is 10%. Food, 10%. Need, 5%. Fun, 5%. Family, 5%. Invest, 15%. 10% for saving and health insurance, 5%. That's if you don't already have health insurance and taken out from your check. So if you're in a situation where you need to save 3 to 6 months of expenses, and you're looking at a situation here where you maybe don't have health insurance, based upon what you make, this automatically generates your goal column showing you what you should be putting where in which category. Here in your actual budget is what you're actually spending. So let's say you're in a situation where you don't have health insurance, right? Your health insurance is 5%, meaning it should be $45 if you're making $1,000 a week. This is on a weekly basis, guys. You should be able to save $90. You should be able to invest $135. You should be able to have $45 for family and fun money, and also for your needs. For your food, you should have a $90 budget. For your wheels, you should have $90. For your utilities, $90 as well. And for housing, $225 when you're tithing $100. So right from $100 out of your check goes to tithing, right? So you only have $900 to work with, and that's what's broken down here from your housing all the way to your health insurance. Well, let's say your health insurance is already taken from your check, so you don't have to worry about that. That's good because you have $45 to distribute in any other category. Let's say your housing is a little bit expensive. Let's say you're spending $300 on a weekly basis for your housing, because that's pretty accurate, right? If you do 300 times 4, that's four weeks a month. That's about $1,200. So that's average on people's rent, right? We're gonna keep that at 300. Utilities, let's say it's about 100. Food, 100 a week. Oh, wheels, 100, and food, 100 as well. You only have $300 to work with. What are you gonna do? Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I fulfill my needs account. I'm just gonna put 50 instead of 45, even though 45 is recommended. That means I have $250 to spend on fun, family, invest, and save. Right now, my main priority is to save 3 to 6 months of expenses, like ASAP, right away. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to save all of it. $250 a week. That leaves me with nothing else to be able to save or to have fun with. Well, life would get boring if I don't have any fun. Let's put 50 towards the fun money and 200 towards the savings. That still leaves you with nothing else to work with after you've distributed that. That means you're good. However, if you want to spend more on fun money or family fun money, you're gonna go over budget. So make sure that if you do that, you're aware that you're gonna be able to save less. $150 a week would give you $600 to save a month, which is not bad. Let's look at the expenses here. Remember I said that if you are saving 3 to 6 months of expenses, you only focus on your expenses and not your income. Well, let's go ahead and remove what we would save, and we still want to have fun. What are those expenses? That's $800 a week. So if we do $800 a week times 4, that's $3,200 a month. Times 3, that's $9,600. So let's say we're able to save $200 a week, and you need to reach $9,600. That's 3 to 6 months of expenses, and you need to reach that. How long will it take you to reach $9,600? So if you do $9,600 divided by 200, it would take you 48 weeks. So if you divide that by 4 weeks in a month, it would take you 1 year to save 3 months of expenses. If you're doing 6 months of expenses, it would take you 2 years. On average, Dave Ramsey does say that it takes you 12 to 24 months, or average 24 months, to reach your baby step number 3. You could go a little bit more intense if you wanted to by getting a separate job or a side hustle, or maybe spending a little bit less on food and needs, and try to cut down on your food somehow, right? This is the best way I would recommend for you to get on a budget before you even try to invest your money. Because if you don't even have money invested into yourself, how are you going to be able to invest into a business? And this practice here will also allow you to build a budget for your business. Let's say if this was a business account, you would want to create all these categories in just different titles. Maybe like ads, maybe like research and development, equipment rental, or stuff like that, right? Professional fees, taxes, and whatnot. So this is a very good way to get you started before you even go on to the next step. On the next episode, we will be talking about baby step number 4. Thank you for tapping into another episode of Figuring the Figures, where we break down numbers in the entrepreneurial journey and try to figure it out. Peace.